Idaho Matters podcast is brought to you by St. Luke's On-Demand Virtual Care, which allows patients to see a provider from their home using a computer or smartphone with on-demand care for common ailments such as a cough, sore throat, or a sinus issue. More information at stlukesonline.org.
Congress is now deciding the future of funding for public radio and public television. Hello, this is Tom Michael, General Manager of Boise State Public Radio. This rescission request, or clawback of approved funding, passed through the U.S. House, and now it's before the U.S. Senate. This is the time to let your senator from Idaho know about your support of the news and music that public radio provides. Contact information at protectmypublicmedia.org.
More Idaho Matters now from the studios of Boise State Public Radio News. I'm Gemma Gaudette. You know, it's not every day that someone wins an Emmy Award, but one woman from Meridian has added the figurine to her shelf. Yolanda Martinez, an illustrator at Curious Media Incorporated, recently took home the Emmy for Outstanding Interactive Media for her work on Cousin Hodie Playdate. Designed specifically for neurodivergent kids, this fun game helps children recognize emotions and practice empathy alongside the fan favorite PBS Kids character, Donkey Hodie. Emmy Award winner Yolanda Martinez is joining us right now to share the creative journey that led a children's game to one of the biggest stages. Yolanda, really nice to have you on the program.
Thank you for having me.
So let's start from the very beginning. What inspired you to get involved in the arts?
Oh, wow. I actually asked my mom about that years ago. And she told me as soon as she bought me that paper and crayons from the 99-cent store, I never stopped. So ever since I was 2, and I grew up watching Disney movies too. So that was a huge inspiration to my journey in the arts for sure.
And I understand along your path, you had to overcome people telling you that you could never make a living doing art. I feel that people told me I could never make a living doing what I do. So what was that experience like? I mean, because it's not easy when you have people constantly telling you that there's no way you could make a living doing this.
Oh, absolutely. A lot of my family members were the worst, actually, believe it or not. They're like, I don't think you could do this. I don't think you can make money off of this. And I simply told them, it's not even about the money. It's just about me being creative. And
hmm
so my mom and my sister were my biggest cheerleaders. They're like, don't stop, don't stop. And at one point after my mom's passing, that was the most creative hit I took, to be honest. For 5 years, I did not draw. I couldn't
Mm.
even look at art the same way. Like my inspiration for it, my drive was gone. So then I had to refocus my energy of like, okay, what do I need to do to kind of refocus my energy into a more positive light? And so I
Mm.
did that. And it was kind of rough because, during that time, I lost contact with a lot of studios that I had worked with closely
hmm
and other clients of mine that I did freelance work. So it was kind of hard to kind of get back into it after so long of not doing art at all. And at a certain point, I just almost gave up. I'm going to be very honest
Oh,
with you. And my sister was like, don't, but try to apply one more studio, just one more. And
hmm
I'm like, I guess, sure, I'll do it. Why not, right? And
right.
uh and so on LinkedIn, I happened to scroll through and I saw Curious Media. And unfortunately, right now, there's a huge increase in scammer companies. And
Mm.
I almost got involved in one, but certain ways that they were doing their process seemed kind of sketchy. So I just stopped completely and I was like, no, no, I'm good. So I looked into Curious Media and I'm like, no way is this a real company. It sounds fake. And so
Uh-huh.
I
But it
happened
is
to,
real, right?
it is real, yeah. I
Yeah.
happened to
So
look them up and I saw an article that Disney mentioned them and I'm like, no way. And so I clicked on it and it went directly back to their website that I was just looking at. And I'm like,
Wow.
okay, I feel a lot better now applying.
Yeah.
And so I did. And the next thing you know it, I'm telling my sister, hey, I'm moving to Idaho. She's like, I'm coming with you. I'm like, okay.
Aw.
So I packed up my stuff, my sister and my dog and my car and drove from Austin, Texas to Idaho. And I've been in Idaho ever since. And I've been with Curious Media for the length of time that I've been here. It's been great. The studio itself has helped me be more empowered in my creativity. And I've learned so much in this short amount of time that I'm super grateful. I couldn't ask for a better studio to work with, to be
Mhm.
honest. And we won an Emmy on top of that, our first Emmy in studio. And I'm just so happy to have been part of that project too, that won the Emmy, because we had two projects that I
Mhm.
worked on both. But the one that my name was attached to, which was Cousin Hodie Playdate, was the one that won. So super huge win. And yeah, it was just really amazing, scary, fun experience, just being around so many wonderful creative people. And I just never would have thought that little girl, from the hood of LA, because that's where I grew up, would ever win an Emmy so early in my
So
career. And yeah.
so talk to me then about the award-winning game Cousin Hodie's Playdate, because my understanding is you collaborated with the Fred Rogers production to create this game.
Yeah, so it was their idea, and we just kind of made it come true, essentially. And so it was really awesome to kind of get that education part of how neurodivergent children really think and how can we express that through visuals, right? And so
Mhm.
I mean, everyone got involved, from illustration to design to 3D modeling. And even Fred Rogers to providing us all the art also to integrate into the scene, to just pretty much have it come alive, that our wonderful animator put together. But yeah, I was the one who put all the rig, essentially the separation of the parts of the puppets
Mhm.
for animation to move. And then I also illustrated all of the emotions of
Oh.
the thought bubble when Cousin Hodie is like trying to figure out his feelings. I illustrated all of those, which was really fun, but also very challenging too, because I was asked to have three different levels of happy, three different
Oh my
levels
goodness.
of mad, and etc. And I'm like, how does that look like? And that was my job to figure that out, right? And so that was really interesting for me to kind of, use my other part of my brain to kind of evoke that. And
Mm.
also, I just want to say that all of our Fred Rogers games also caters to people with color blindness. So that is
Oh.
another awesome thing that people don't really think about nowadays with games. And what I appreciate about Fred Rogers is that they take everyone into consideration. Um, and I just love that. And having this one too just kind of showcases that even more so, of inclusivity for everybody, not just
Yeah.
one
So
sector of whatever's going on in the world, but everybody.
so Yolanda, before I let you go, if any listeners are interested in finding the game, where can they do that?
They could go to pbs.org or .com. I keep forgetting which one. And you'll be able to see the games on there, from Cousin Hody Playdate to Daniel Tiger, just anything that's affiliated with PBS. They'll be able to see all of the games. And I really encourage all schools to take advantage of it too, because there's so many educational games there that people apparently don't know about.
Well, I have to say, my kids have outgrown PBS Kids, but it was a staple in our home when they were little. And I appreciate everything that PBS and PBS Kids does. So thank you so much for joining us today. We've been speaking with Curious Media Inc. illustrator Yolanda Martinez, who lives right in Meridian, about her Emmy Award-winning game, Cousin Hodie Playdate, which you can find on PBS. And that'll do it for this episode of Idaho Matters. Thanks so much for listening. And just a reminder, you can find all of our episodes wherever you get your podcasts.
These days, there's so much news, it can be hard to keep up with what it all means for you, your family, and your community. The Consider This podcast from NPR features our award-winning journalism. 6 days a week, we bring you a deep dive on a news story and provide the context and analysis that helps you make sense of the news. We get behind the headlines. We get to the truth. Listen to the Consider This podcast from NPR.